One day, in late summer, there was an old farmer tending to his fields with his old sick horse. Now, after working a while, the farmer decided that it would be easier on his horse to simply let it loose to wander off and spend the rest of its days in the mountains. Now, soon after the farmer let his horse go, word got out in the nearby village, and one by one the villagers came by to offer their condolences to the farmer. They said, "What a shame. Now your only horse is gone. How unfortunate you are. You must be very sad. How will you live, work the land, and prosper?" The farmer simply replied, "Who knows? We shall see." 2 days later, the old horse came back, now rejuvenated after meandering on the mountainside and eating the wild grasses. Now, not only did the horse come back, but he came back with 12 new and younger and much stronger and healthier horses, which followed that old horse straight into the old farmer's corral. Now, word got out in the village of the old farmer's good fortune, and it wasn't long before the people stopped by to congratulate the farmer on his latest luck. "How fortunate you are," they exclaimed. "You must be very happy." Again, the farmer simply replied, "Who knows? We shall see." At daybreak on the next morning, the farmer's only son set out to train one of the new wild horses that had come back with the farmer's old trusty horse. Now, during his training, the farmer's son was thrown from that horse and broke his leg. One by one, the villagers arrived during the day to bemoan the farmer's latest misfortune. "Oh, what a tragedy! Your son won't be able to help you in the fields anymore. How will you do all this work by yourself? How will you survive? You must be very sad." Calmly, going about his usual business, the farmer replied, "Who knows? We shall see." Several days later, a war broke out in the empire, and the emperor's men arrived in the village, demanding that every young man come to them to be conspired or conscripted into the emperor's army. As it happened, the farmer's son was deemed unfit because of his recently acquired broken leg. "What good fortune you have," the villagers exclaimed as their own young sons were being marched away by the emperor's army. "You must be very happy." "Who knows? We shall see," replied the old farmer as he headed off to work in his fields. Now, as time went on, the farmer's son's broken leg healed, but he was left with a slight limp. Again, the neighbors of the village stopped by. "Oh, how unfortunate you are. It must be so hard for your son to work with a broken leg. He probably can't work as hard as he used to." But once again, the old farmer looked at his fellow villagers and said, "Who knows? We shall see." And as it turned out, the other young village boys had died in the war, and the old farmer and his son, with a slight limp, were the only able-bodied men left in the village who could work the village lands. And the old farmer became wealthy and was very generous to the other villagers. "Oh, how fortunate you are. You must be very happy to have everything that you have, all of this fortune which has befallen you." To which the old farmer simply replied, "Who knows? We shall see." Now, the moral of this story is, even though things happen in our lives that may seem incredibly unfortunate or inconvenient, you can never really know how things will turn out. And we have to remember what Scripture says, that all things work together for our good.